AOC, AOC, and a few other people are triggered about Tulsi Gabbard being part of Trump's cabinet. Now, folks, is anyone surprised by Trump's picks? I have to tell you, look, as I said on yesterday's show, I didn't think Tulsi was actually going to be part of his administration. But hey, you know what? Sometimes we're surprised now. People got to be confirmed, which again, I think there's a 95% chance or higher that majority of Trump's picks are going to be selected to serve in his administration. I mean, let's face it, we saw the first 4 years of Trump and who Trump wanted, Trump was going to get. Senate and House be damned. So that's just how it is. Okay. That's just, I mean, if anyone's surprised by Trump's actions now, you haven't been paying attention to him or his media presence for the past decade. So nonetheless, though, you have a lot of people who are upset. But see, the thing is, though, people's hypocrisy are showing far and wide. Now, we all know that AOC recently did a post on her Instagram account saying that she wanted to reach out and speak to other people of different perspectives and points of view. She wanted to make a list of who people were listening to. Follow the orders, make the list. Deputy Fritz, bring up the names. So, you know, it is rather fascinating. So she was recently on BSDNC. And so AOCIA, according to Max Blumenthal, let's go and pull this up here. We actually had to retweet this too under Hard Lens Media as well. AOC still triggered by Tulsi Gabbard and still showing her hypocrisy. Just want to pull this up here. Shout out to Max Blumenthal, who's been doing phenomenal work, by the way. Again, follow the Gray Zone. AOCIA, along with Joy Reid's McCarthyite pro-war, pro-regime change case for opposing Tulsi Gabbard, then calls Tulsi pro-war without explaining why. This is the poser who boxed the squad into supporting $100 billion in military aid to Ukraine. So look, there's a lot to be said about AOC and Tulsi Gabbard. But listen, AOC, if you're going to be giving a word salad about why Tulsi Gabbard is a bad choice, you got to be coherent with it, especially in regards to all these other policy issues. As we covered on yesterday's show, she gave a word salad about what some immigrants would have to do in regards towards, I guess, protecting themselves. And she gave a word salad. She gave a word salad in regards to reaching out to Trumpers. Sorry about that. That played before I hit the play button. But nonetheless, what you're going to hear again is another word salad. But there's a twisty twist to this story that many of you are going to laugh at and find much joy in.
And we haven't even gotten to Tulsi Gabbard potentially having access to national security information. And Russia loves it, loves her.
And I actually think almost more than Matt Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard's appointment is devastating. And Tulsi Gabbard's nomination, as much as she says that she's an anti-war person, she's not.
Yeah.
She supports very pro-war individuals.
Including abroad. In Syria.
And let's be very clear, a Tulsi Gabbard nomination is a pro-war nomination globally. Point blank, period.
As is Donald Trump as president of the United States.
Okay, that's only 44 seconds, but in 44 seconds, you could explain the key word of why. Why? Hold on. Just like that meme of that preacher who goes, why? 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 AOC, you do realize that you approved billions of dollars of military aid and money going to Ukraine. You do realize that people had to hold your feet to the fire just to say the word genocide in Gaza. You know, it's again, I can understand the criticism to Tulsi Gabbard, but if you, the Democrats, are going to be critics and the opposition to the RNC and the Republicans and Donald Trump, you have to be coherent with your explanations. Why is she so devastatingly bad? You have to explain your case to the American people, not just word salads and affirmations and confirmations. You have to prove it. The key word is prove and explain your reasoning why. Okay, you have to do that. But if you can't explain your reason why, well, then you're wasting everyone's time. Is it just because you just didn't like how she voted president when the first impeachment against Donald Trump took place during his first 4 years? I mean, during the 4 years under Biden, you know, Democrats really did approve of a lot of suspicious things. Don't forget, AOC, you even made your vote present when the funding for the Iron Dome happened, because originally you voted no, and then Nancy wagged her finger at you and yelled at you and made you cry. You cried. C-R-Y, cry. Okay? And to quote Chef Marco, in regards to what happened to Chef Ramsay, when Chef Ramsay said that Marco made him cry, Marco said, I didn't make Chef Ramsay cry. He chose to cry. Oh, but explain your reason why. Okay, there's a lot to be critical of Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, here's a couple of criticisms. I do find her support for Israel and in regards to the ongoing crisis there extremely disheartening and disappointing. But you could go further, AOC, but it's not my job to help you. You've been in politics for so long, you have to explain your case. But this is why the vote blue, no matter who mindset can't make a strong, coherent argument, because most of its leaders don't even know why. Here, just one more time, just so all of you can hear it again, if you're just tuning in. Explain your reasoning why Tulsi Gabbard is such a dangerous pick.
And we haven't even gotten to Tulsi Gabbard potentially having access to national security information. And Russia loves it, loves her.
And I actually think almost more than Matt Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard's appointment is devastating. And Tulsi Gabbard's nomination, as much as she says that she's an anti-war person, she's not.
Yeah.
She supports very pro-war individuals.
Including
abroad.
in Syria.
And let's be very clear, a Tulsi Gabbard nomination is a pro-war nomination globally. Point blank, period.
As is Donald Trump as president of the United States.
You know what's happening right now? We're seeing somebody who's trying to change her attitude and her character. And see, when you make changes, AOC, when you decide to change who you are, people are going to notice, you know? And it's easy to be critical, again, of all these people that Trump is appointing into his administration. But the thing is, people are also going to be paying attention to you, AOC. Take, for example, this right here. Guys, you're not going to believe it. Everyone calm down. This is from Libs of TikTok. AOC just removed her pronouns from her bio. Oh. Here, you don't have to believe me. Look. Here, U.S. Representative, right? New York 14th District. She, her. She, her. It's gone. It's Elon Musk. It has to be. And you don't have to believe me. Here, right now, just so you guys can see it yourself. Here it is. And I don't see no pronouns. AOC, come on. Come on. And I just refreshed the page. But don't worry, I got another page for you guys too. Here's her other account. Again, where's her she, her? Where's her she, her? So you see, you're throwing stones, you know, and not realizing that you live in a glass house too, AOC. Okay, again, all these politicians are open for criticism. And, you know, I just got to say this. You know, it's interesting seeing these politicians being caught in their own lie. Everyone, her pronouns are gone. Could it be she's trying to move on.org away from that? Like, what kind of new character are you trying to make here, AOC? And by the way, just so you all know, and I want to be consistent here, I just wanted to say, just again, that all lies will be exposed.
All lies will be exposed.
Absolutely, indeed. And I just want to pull up something here, okay? Just something for all of you beautiful people to see. This was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Just so you guys can see this on her Instagram page. Please add pronouns to your Instagram profile. Thank you for all you do. Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. They used to be on there. Let me go in and check and see if I can add them. Sorry about that. They used to be there. I guess they fell off, but I'll put them on right now.
Now, for those of you who have a functioning remaining brain cell after listening to AOC, listen, the only way that can fall off is if you edit it off or one of your team members does it. I mean, yes, sometimes there are weird shenanigans that happen. I mean, for example, here's a weird shenanigan that I can't control. People sometimes get unsubscribed from my channel. I don't like that. I love it if all of my 54,000 plus subscribers are made aware when I go live. I mean, it would be ever so nice. But it seems to be that I'm being shadow banned still, or just somewhat being suppressed, just a little tiny bit. But how do you remove it, AOC, and why? But see, it's the overall hypocrisy of these politicians. And while it may not be truly related to this story here, folks, all these politicians, their lies will be exposed for who they are, what they're about, what they stand for. Most notably, one called Elizabeth Warren. Okay. And I'll leave this on a final note because remember, folks, during the 2020 primary, Warren made a lot of lies about herself, made a lot of accusations, tried to build herself into something that she was not. And now even she herself is on the warpath against Tulsi.
Many things I disagree with Marco Rubio on, and I haven't decided yet about voting for him, but he is qualified. He has experience. We may have differences that would cause me to say, I don't think that he should be Secretary of State, and we'll go through that. We'll listen to the hearings. I want to hear very carefully from him. But what we're talking about with people like Matt Gaetz is very different from what we're talking about with people like Marco Rubio. And we just have to keep that in mind. But
hold on. And Miss Witchy, perfect. I'm glad that you caught that because, again, everyone who's watching, all lies will be exposed. Say it again, great prophet Cat Williams.
All lies will be exposed.
You heard her say there's many things she agrees with him about. But hold on. Because at first it starts off about little boy Rubio. Let's play it again one more time, and then we'll finish strong.
Many things I disagree with Marco Rubio on, and I haven't decided yet about voting for him, but he is qualified. He has experience. We may have differences that would cause me to say, I don't think that he should be Secretary of State, and we'll go through that. We'll listen to the hearings. I want to hear very carefully from him. But what we're talking about with people like Matt Gaetz is very different from what we're talking about with people like Marco Rubio. And we just have.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make. God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to say. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe?
Fresh off the masses, the brand new cancerous growth, who has come here to vie for your vote. Come here to cry at the camps, to mourn at the shore for the bodies that float by the wreck of an immigrant boat. Then it's back to their luxury home, couple security booths and a moat. Couple cigars, little escargot, little booze and a soak. Just breathe in the steam and the smoke. Pink salt, lavender, candles are low. Shit, when you do what you do, gotta lighten the load. And he got a life of his own that's a sight to behold. And it's a lot to control, to decipher the code, or to siphon the soul. The cost of a good night's sleep for the working elite is a bargain, no matter the toll. worth any wager, and that comes straight from the mouth of the means to the goal that will swallow us whole. Ripe for the picking if you don't mind mold, and you know I don't. Maybe we're pleasantly prone, maybe we're taking a licking, compliantly ticking and ticking and ticking, but never explode. No, I don't deliver the prettiest image, but damn if it isn't an accurate vision of natural fission, of rage at the system and abject heartbreak, patiently waiting for any who will listen. That little blue bird who was watching your words is a federal carrier pigeon, a Langley first. It's a patient observer who hears what it wants and is trained for the worst. Oh, you got nothing to hide. They'll be the ones to decide that after they root through your purse, after they read all your text, after they raid your apartment, confiscate all of its contents, then conjure up evidence out of the air on a wing and a prayer and malicious intelligence nonsense. Any presumption of innocence long since gone, right along with your comforts and constants. Historically first they will come for the communists. So why in the fuck would I say I'm a communist? Well, it might be I love my community more than the monsters of opulence who are holding us hostage, who are vomiting promises. Might be I'm all done seeing our pensions and benefits harvested. Might be I'm all done watching the populace being disarmed in the guise of an armistice. Watching a woman collapse on the floor who will rise no more. She's wheeled out the door and you're next in line for the pharmacist. If you can get me to vote, it's a hard no confidence. But part of the charm of deception is politics wearing the mask of incompetence. It's all in the art of austerity, darling. It's all in the slide of the providence. Until home is as wide as your cubicle height and is only as deep as your coffin is. Maybe I'm miles away from impatience, aching to break off the head of the snake where the capital lust, reptile brain, and the margin of profit is. Like off with his. Like off with his.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe?